Hi guys, why do commentators like Nick Ferrari have nothing but contempt for the poorest and most vulnerable in society? Do they get a kick out of being callous? Is it indifference to the struggles of others? Or is it some Victorian mentality that poverty and vulnerability is some sort of crime or moral defect that needs to be punished? Here he clashed somewhat with a caller who quizzed Ferrari on if he had ever struggled. Have a listen to this.
With all due respect, you have no idea. Have you been through depression and anxiety yourself?
Not that it would, if you let me answer. Not that I've been, diagnosed, but yeah, of course I've had downtimes. Losing two of your brothers and your dad when you're 21 doesn't help.
No, but I listen to people like Ross Clark. The comments are patronising. He has no idea what he's talking about.
Why? Okay, then, Chris, why are we, per head of population, have more young people out of work and on benefits than any other country in Western Europe?
I'll tell you why. Because
it's too easy.
Why does Nick Ferrari ask a question and then answer the question himself? Why does he pose a question to people if he doesn't want them to answer the question? He wants to set the narrative. He wants to ask hypothetical questions or rhetorical questions, it seems. He's not actually interested in getting educated on this. So why are there so many young people who are on sickness benefit? Why are there so many people reliant on the state or reliant on the DWP? Well, for a number of reasons, and it's not just one thing. One reason is, for example, austerity, something that Nick Ferrari, it seems, supports. The Tories were in charge, they cut back on public services that young people needed, young families needed, poor families needed. So without those services, people are in a worse position. They're not getting the support they need. This is damaging their mental health. So if they don't have, and then we also have the cuts to the public services like the NHS. If people are not able to access the mental health support they need, then they're not going to be able to work. Why is this so difficult for people like Nick Ferrari to understand? His simple answer to this is, well, people are lazy. They couldn't be bothered. Why get a job when you can just live off the dole? This is not the reality for the vast majority of people. But Nick Ferrari couldn't be bothered listening to the reality of the vast majority of people. He just wants to shoehorn in his bigotry. I don't know what else you could call this. Bigotry towards the poor, bigotry towards the vulnerable.
No, Nick.
It is too easy.
Nick,
this is the same broad system that allows you are given a motability car if you have a child who wets the bed. I mean, this is bloody ridiculous.
There's no evidence to back up this claim. I fell into this trap a few months back, where I believed that somebody who came on a radio show was being honest when they were talking about mobility vehicles. I was corrected by that, and I posted a comment under the video. I made a correction in regards to this. I was wrong. I actually believed the rhetoric that people were putting out about mobility vehicles. This is sort of Daily Mail headline reading. Oh, look, something in the Daily Mail or the Sun or the Telegraph or the Express about people on benefits. Well, I'll read the headline. I'm not interested in actually the context or the detail or anything like that. I'll read the headline and that's enough for me. Nick Ferrari is happy with that position because it feeds into his own narrative of, well, if you're vulnerable, you're lazy. If you're poor, it's your fault. The system is too easy. We need to make it more difficult. It's extremely difficult for people to get access to the support they need. But for people like Nick Ferrari, it's too easy and it needs to be more difficult. We need to add an extra load of forms for people to fill out. We have to humiliate people who are going into the job centres even more than they're being humiliated at the moment. We need to make it tougher. We need to focus on extracting an extra few pence out of the most vulnerable in society, the poorest in society, and not talk about, of course, the people who have huge amounts of money, people on huge salaries, like Nick Ferrari. Don't focus on those people. No, focus on the people who are struggling at the moment to get by, who are in dire straits and getting a little bit of support from the government. And in order to get that support, they have to jump through massive hoops. And still after that, they're on many occasions rejected, and they have to put in an appeal. Nick Ferrari has a massive platform. And instead of actually using that to pressure the government to provide support for people, he just rolls off these Daily Mail headline pieces where these people are gaming the system, or everyone's swinging the lead, or everyone's lazy, or everyone is engaging in some sort of broken system, and it's broken because it's too easy. It needs to be more difficult. It's pathetic. It's disgraceful. And it needs to end. Because austerity is part of the reason here. And going back to austerity is just going to drive more and more people into destitution. We need to move away from an idea that a society is just there to funnel more money into the pockets of the richest in society. We need to have a society that looks after people, especially the most vulnerable. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and thanks for watching.